What this place means to me is it gave me my first chance and my only chance in life to become the person I should have been.
So SVR exists, I guess, as a safety net. We're there to ensure that no veteran has to sleep rough or suffer from homelessness. We've been in operation since 1910, and it was the site of Indian Army and Boer War soldiers and discharged sailors sleeping rough in Edinburgh's Grassmarket that concerned two Seaforth Highlanders officers so greatly that they decided to do something about it. Veterans are all volunteers, but they are extraordinary people who have done extraordinary things. But where we can, we should make sure that veterans are never homeless. They served the nation, they did the nation's bidding, and therefore I believe there is a duty to them to make sure they are always safe and accommodated.
A lot of these men are divorced, they're separated from their families, they've become homeless. They found it very difficult to readjust to society and normal living.
Imagine my dad, straight face and everything like that, but actually when it came to it, he'll have your back no matter what. After the army is also when my mum's and dad's marriage broke apart. He had to sell the house, moving and whatnot, and I think that definitely took a toll on him.
I just realised that I can't live in society. I can't read or write at the time. It always felt really low in confidence when you can't read or write. Your world's a bit smaller. I was smoking crack, Valium, heroin, anything I could get my hands on, to be honest with you, just to numb everything, just to take everything away. I just decided to get into crime, and I was involved in that for quite a while, to be honest with you, until my son was born in 2015. That's when I kind of stopped.
I got into trouble with the police, which led down to the breakdown in my relationship and the breakdown in my mental health. And I've always said that when I first came here, I literally have no recollection of the first few months here. My wife, who we still have a great relationship with, had said that before you got there you tried to kill yourself, and so yeah, they literally saved my life.
So our vision is for all veterans to live as independently as they are able in a place they are proud to call home.
We will help them to register for housing of their choice. We'll work on them with financial management and income maximisation. We will assist them to engage with counselling services if they want to engage with counselling services. We also look at their social networks and their access to services within the wider community, as well as any medical or mental health issues that they may have.
Shelter, first of all. You've got somewhere that you can rest your head.
When he came here, he didn't have to focus on a 4-bedroom house. He only had to focus on one room with an ensuite, and I think that is where he kind of started building himself again.
My room became my safe haven, and it became a place where I felt comfortable.
Whiteford House enjoys 85 ensuite bedrooms, all single occupancy. We have a fully catered service, so we have a very modern dining room and a catering team who offer 3 meals a day.
If you weren't feeling that great, you just went to the cookhouse, you could get a bit of toast, you could have a full fry up, whatever you wanted, but the actual thought that you didn't have to go out and buy stuff and face all that trauma, having that cookhouse there, having the ladies that done the washing and iron, it was all the extra add-on bits that made it much more comfortable, and it allowed you to work on you.
I'm a counsellor. They can come and talk to me about intimate things and tell me things in confidence. But what's also very therapeutic is to talk to like-minded individuals men who've seen the way of being that you've seen, those like-minded individuals, this peer group as it were, they all feed off each other. For a therapeutic alliance, that's very, very useful.
We just talked about everyday things. We never talked about our mental health. We never talked about our days in the army. We never talked about what brought us here.
I've got people that like I speak to all the time here, you know, like we go out, do stuff together. There's other people I go sometimes walking with in the evening. We have dinner together.
It's been proven that being able to walk in a garden, being able to sit in a quiet, reflective space is something that's important for people's mental health.
We aim to offer a very person-centred model of support.
One thing he did say to me was that he liked that the mental health support was on site.
In SVR, managed to find a guy called Graham Dunn that came in here to do counselling for us.
One of the things I try to provide here is a way for the men to express how they feel, and when they say it, they feel better.
Done the counselling with him for a whole year, and what really worked for me is that he helped me to realise where my path should be going. He gave us the confidence to go and meet somebody and go and learn how to read and write. And now I'm starting a course on Friday, and if it wasn't for Ken and all the other team, that people that work here, you know, if it wasn't for all of them, like, I would never have progressed as far as this.
We're very fortunate to be able to offer our own occupational therapist.
We look at what areas a person wants to work on in their life, and we think about what their abilities are in terms of their physical abilities, their psychological well-being, and also their cognitive abilities, their ability to concentrate. I want to really add something to the housing support that they're already getting and add a clinical dimension in terms of improving people's abilities and skills.
The reason these individuals, the residents, have arrived within SVR, the wheels have come off. And one of my aims is to really put those wheels back on. And for those that are willing to embark on taking in regular activity, create some structure into their daily life, you see such a huge benefit for someone who's been cooped up for quite a while, not really having any direction. And if they're willing to embark on that activity program just to get them out into the outdoors and get some fresh air again, it makes them realise that life is definitely worth living.
Fitness routine is really important to me because that does help me mentally as well. So I used to get up at 4:30 and I'll be ready and out by about 5:30 every day. I just found it was the best time to go running is that time in the morning because it's literally dead everywhere, you know, like most people, there's not many people out at that time in the morning. There's a few people that did take advantage of it. Again, it's a lot to ask for some people. They don't particularly like to wake up early, but the ones that did always came back to me and said that it actually really does help.
For those individuals that are willing to take part in gym work, irrespective of what ability level, you do see quite an improvement in their general well-being and overall health and fitness, and especially for those who are willing to embark on it over a sustained period of time.
As soon as I changed my attitude and changed everything, which started from the gym, and it gave me a routine again, it helped with so many things, with benefits with my mental health and talking to people, no feeling like I need to go and take substances to get this feeling away from me. The gym was doing that. If this gym wasn't here, I'd have left Belrock and I don't know where I would have been today.
The guys who I've seen who've come in here 18 months ago who have either moved on or are still here, they have gone through a complete transition. I think they're ready to receive a warm welcome from society.
I was just seeing my dad a little bit more happier, or like he'd be actually going out and about. He's reaching out to family members again.
I'm not a mess anymore, and I'm not doing anything that I shouldn't be doing. So I'm not looking over my shoulder anymore, I'm just looking forward. I don't miss Belrock because I used this place as a stepping stone. So to see the day that I left, I felt ready to leave.
I feel that now that I've got my own house, my own flat, that I want to start moving on in my life. I want to start giving back to the community. I want to start being involved again in all aspects of my life. And one of the ideas we came up with was volunteering here at SVR. Kirsty had said a couple of years ago in a sort of tongue-in-cheek way, one day I'm going to employ you. And I was like, that'll be the day. Because at that stage I didn't believe I was ever going to work. You know, what if you take the job and it doesn't work out? At least you gave it a go. What if you take the job and it works out? And so I took the job. We have difficult days and we have challenging days. But I always go back to one really important thing. SVR saved my life. SVR rebuilt me. SVR gave me a purpose. They gave my family back their dad, their granddad, their husband. And when I look at the journey that I've been through, I always try to give the opportunity for people to see that, you know, that day when you thought your life had ended and you had nothing to live for, look what can happen.